Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome to the attic. It's time for another voicemail. Today's voicemail is from Daniel. Let's listen to what Daniel has to say.
Hi, Lloyd. You can use this in your channel if you want. My name is Daniel. I'm 42 and live in Australia. I've been to fellowship now for 10 years. And prior to that, I was married in the faith and had 2 kids, but now I'm divorced. My 2 kids' ages are 12 and 10, and they live with their mum. I'm remarried to, as what they say, a worldly woman, and that my family has never spoken to or have never met her. My 2 kids have, and they love her and they think she's amazing. I've been asked multiple times by my boy's mum to come back to the organisation so I can have a relationship with my family again. I've stated that my door is always open so they can contact me and that it's their choice to shun me. I've also stated that I'll never go back to being a witness and that I believe it is a cult. Since I've said that, we are noticing that my children haven't been wishing to stay with us or even visit us. Prior to this, we respected their mother's view on not celebrating any holidays or do anything that will disrupt their beliefs. When we have the boys, we do some pretty cool stuff and we make sure that they are not left out and that they are included in the family. I've questioned them and asked them why they can't stay or don't want to stay. And all they can say to us is that they don't know and they don't have an answer. My question is, does the organisation encourage children to shun their unbelieving parents? Anyway, thanks for all that you do. You've really shown my wife what it's like to grow up as a witness and what they really believe. Please keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much indeed for your message. This is a disgraceful situation that you find yourself in. There are 2 words that were resounding in my mind throughout much of what you were saying, and those 2 words are lawyer up. I'm sorry, I don't know how this isn't worthy of a phone call to a lawyer. And I understand lawyers are expensive, but you are in a custody battle, whether you know this or not. So if I've correctly interpreted what you've just said in your message, you are essentially the same age as me, 42. You have 2 children who are minors, aged 12 and 10. Your ex, who they're living with or spend most of their time with, is a Jehovah's Witness. And it sounds like she is manipulating them to not want to spend time with you. So that's a custody issue. You are being shut out of the lives of your own children because you have left the religion of their mother. That's just wrong. That's not a healthy or normal or correct state of affairs. Now, I'm not a legal expert. I know very, very little about custody battles. I'm afraid I can't point you to any resources. I'm especially unversed in how things are done in Australia or the complexities of Australian child custody law. But you need to lawyer up. You need to at least get on the phone to 1 or 2 lawyers and see what your rights are and see what the costs will be. Because that's how serious this situation is. It may be too prohibitive for cost reasons, or you may decide that for your own mental health you can't embark on a long drawn out legal battle. That's for you to decide, but you know, you need to do some basic digging to find out what your rights are and how complicated it's going to be to fight for your children, if this matters to you, which I think it does matter to you, or you wouldn't be leaving this voicemail. I would be absolutely horrified. Unfortunately, we live in a world where, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone or overly judgmental regarding your ex, but we live in a world where, unfortunately, some people do horrible, horrible things to other people that aren't on the surface criminal, or, you know, then they're not the sort of thing where you would immediately necessarily think, this person's doing something wrong. But they are knowingly setting out to hurt you. They are knowingly setting out to advance their agenda and their interests at the expense of your interests. They are steamrolling your rights as an individual. And unfortunately, too many people exist in our society who are messed up and selfish enough to do this to other human beings. And unfortunately, it's just part of adulting to have to deal with these situations legally. It would be lovely if grown-ups could just get on and just respect each other and respect each other's rights and not be total assholes to each other. That would be absolutely fantastic. We'd all love to live in that world. Unfortunately, though, the reality is that people are disrespected and people do have their rights violated by other people. And when that happens, in many cases, it needs to go to court. And if I were in your shoes and I was being deprived custody of my two sons simply because I no longer believed the same religion as their mother, I would be lawyering up. And I would be making phone calls, I would be moving money around, I would be doing everything I could to fight for my children and make sure that I am in their lives. I don't know how else to put it. And again, I can't really give you any detailed advice because I'm not a legal expert. But if you needed to hear this, then here it is, you know? Maybe it's been in the back of your mind already. Maybe other people have been saying it. But you definitely need to fight for your kids, or at least find out what's involved in fighting for your kids at the bare minimum, so that when they're older and they're like, you know, Dad, why didn't you come for us? Or, you know, what did you do to be in our lives? You can look them square in the face and you can say, I did absolutely everything I could. So I hope that's been helpful for you, and I really do sympathise with your situation. And it would be nice if you could maybe reach out in a future voicemail and update the viewers or update me. It doesn't have to be for everybody. You could just send me a voicemail privately, but it would be nice to know how you resolve this situation. So thank you for your message. If you would like to leave a voicemail, the thing to do is go on speakpipe.com/Cedars, remembering to indicate clearly if you don't want me to broadcast your message on this channel. But that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching.